So, getting back to the astrology, um, it's not, it's only the 29th still, and I'm making this video. See, it's big to talk about this Neptune Mars thing because it's really a shroud. It's really a time of, you should use the mediums with which to communicate, which Neptune points at all of these different kinds of ways of just pointing. And that's all we can do. And in the end, the entire existence is just a metaphor of God being here, maybe. Maybe. We say maybe because there is divinity, and so divinity, I was trying to explain, Greg Braden had a good, just kind of human exposure on it, I guess. Just um, the intelligence that works, harmonizes. Let's say it's not harmful, it's harmonizing, um, whatever that means. Um, but it's healthy, right? It say basically, it's looking to maybe convert unhealthy things into the healthy, and you know. So anyway, I'm just actually making this video to blow off some steam, I guess. I'm gonna start going for small jogs and stuff. I'm a very just a physical person, and my mind has just taken over with some things, my community. But I look at it more and more, and I think, no, no, I'm correct. That what I'm looking at is just, it's a small community. It's a small community, and it's not going anywhere anytime soon. It's like it's just building up with the chaos of people that live so individualistically, like their minds are just somewhere else, from one household to the next. It's amazing. It's just, to me, I am so sick and tired of the mix up and mess, because there is hardly an intention that is collective here. Like, at the very least, we say um, that we enjoy where we live. There's a reason why we're up here, is because the mountain air, how quiet it can get. But the thing is, like, that's all kind of just not in the, it's not there. It's not there in people. It's not the thing that people virtue signal and say, "Psh," and see, they took the sign down. I think there used to be a sign since, for forever. All through the 80s, 90s, I think it said the cleanest forest in America or something like that. And it really has been. It says, and it's because the people who live there keep it that way. So when I said it's very much like this, it's like, well, there's no more community, that they have more of a pride and a hookup with how they keep the place clean, and really that's like, whoa, look at where we are, and they keep it open. They love looking around. See, what I'm noticing a lot now is, like, there's a lot of weeds coming up, and I think these people that put asphalt down on their yards is because half of the reason why is because they don't want to do weeds. And right now is the time to cut weeds, and then you'll never have a weed. It's weird because I don't have weeds. Not weird because I know when to cut them down. You should cut them down now, when they're just coming up and they almost form a weed. Cut them down. Cut their fucking genitals off. They will sit stunted, and the next year they're not going to be able to reproduce. I get rid of all the weeds. It doesn't matter how big that field is and how thick. If you do it at the right time. See, here's the thing. When you buy a weed whacker, they tell you how to do it. Wait till the weeds grow up and get brown, and then cut them. No, you're waiting for the weeds to get seeded, seed to get seeds by that time, and then they cut them and plant the seeds. They replant them. They replant them. They come back thicker. I watch it every year. I'm like, God, they're really waiting and waiting until they can just get it replanted. And no, it's hard work and everything. But no, I when I what's hard work? When I say it's hard work, is an 8-acre plot that is just 8 acres worth of solid weeds. You know, it's like, yeah, I'll be doing this with my weed whack, really. But I do detail stuff around rock cliffs and up and down. It's not necessarily things that you can fit a lawnmower um, or a large tractor mower on. Thanks for listening to this. I'm getting bugged by see, it's just I need to open up into to better people in my life. I have to raise my vibrational frequency. I'm pretty sure I'm involved with just gaslighting narcissists, but they're easy to find everywhere. That's what ended up plugging the space next to me here. You know, it's like their conversation, you get red flags because their conversation will show you how they're going to treat you by the way that they treat other people's suffering, other people's character, other people's possibility of who they are, right? That's how they give themselves up. They'll talk really profusely about their relationships or the one they're in now, and they might not even know you. This is the most worst case scenario. You can just see that somebody is just fucked up right there because they talk about their girlfriend all the time, and they're always saying that, oh, it's her fault. She's and fucking she didn't mind this and treated me like this and after that. And it's never, 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 never. Do you hear these people ever say, not of anybody or any experience like with people, maybe a little bit, but then no. What I'm saying now with their personal relationships, their hubby, the one that supposedly they're sorry, I'm looking over there. It's my neighbors are. I don't like where I live. It's really bugged me that it just turns out that it's like really they don't really have much respect for me. Really, I have a feeling um, that if I stay here, then I can make a breakthrough. My idea is to just hunker down. I don't care about raising the taxes. My tax bill is getting bigger. I haven't been able to pay it. And I don't mind telling people that. It's just, I'm way, if you really look at the so-called debt that I'm in, it's not even hardly $10,000, right? All of it. Um, uh, Compared to other people, they are worried about a lot of shit, right? $40,000. They have a student loan. What? You know, they have a mortgage. Maybe they have a couple of years of something they have to enslave themselves to. And it's like, no, that's not really what I'm doing. And I'm happy to offer the peace that I am. But I don't like people that can't relax, that don't know what's happening and can't really have a conversation. Say, yeah, no, whew, thank you for letting me stay here. God, this is amazing. Your great grandpa, they knew what was going to happen. The thing is, it's like, yeah, but, but this can't just be a postage stamp like this. People need to, I thought about it this morning, and I'm going to let you know about what I was thinking about. See, because I do live in a small place, and I'm living next to this shit that I know that it's bugging me. Babes, I wouldn't talk about it unless I can just smell it wafting. It's worse than ever, ever. The asphalt spill, they spilled a lot over here. If you look at it, if you go like this and find out, well, what residences got what out of whatever deal that was, and how much? Well, I bet you anything he got a, way more than anybody else. Not only that, but I bet you anything it's an exuberant. I mean, yeah, it's just an exuberant amount of fucking waste. It's toxic. It's toxic. I try to ignore it, when today it's like, okay, so I gotta be strong about this, and I'm trying to plant a salad garden this year. And I can just smell it wafting in, and then guess what happens? Okay, on top of it, the fucking dryer sheets. They use profuse dryer sheets. And then so those are coming in. And I'm almost thinking, thank God that's smelling a little better. It smells better than the asphalt, but then it's like, no, those are extra fucking carcinogens and poisons going through the air. These people are a goddamned emanation of toxic wastes. And in my world, they should be fined, especially now, if anything, it's for that fucking asphalt. If you look at their whole spread, their front, and see, they have a driveway that goes up to their garage, and I'm going to talk about this, I'm sorry. I hate to sound like a neighbor that's bombing a neighbor, but no, they bombed me. I'm having to go. I can handle it. No, I can. It's just like I'm in the city. No, I just have to pretend that I'm making a salad garden next to the AM PM. Yeah, next to the freshly laid fucking shit pot. That was the comedy I put together today. I was like, okay, don't try to just be strong. It's like just visualize you're trying to make a garden next to the Hilton fresh laid Hilton parking lot. The thing is, Huns, if you live up here in Idlewild, like and subscribe to this. Tell everybody, Huns, that stuff that they had, and they have it piled around. Look at it. There's a big pile over here. There's a big pile over there. There's some places I saw. It's like, wait a minute. I have to go up to them. Over there at the school, it's a campsite where they have kids coming out for camp. And I'm going to go there and say, do you realize that, where did you get that? And also, do you realize it's a carcinogen? It can cause you all kinds of problems in your body right now. People, babes, that have they have talked to me about it, and a woman said, "Oh, yeah, they poured this next to my house, and it wafts right into my window." And she says, "I get a headache. I get a headache now." She's not lying. So do I. My body is fighting it on top of fighting other shit. Today was a hell of a fucking blast with the fucking dryer sheets and the goddamn asphalt, babes. We have been bombarded already. I have detox from the foods and stuff. I have just realized that wheat causes trouble. It's more detoxing, let alone, babies. Babe, we're surrounded by this ecology of people that are all diseased. And then now let's talk about the narcissist and how fucking fun they are to deal with. The clueless, stupid, fucking disconnected people. They are just, we're complaining about them because they're disconnected. Do you want to know what a real live narcissist is? Forget the sociopath. Sociopaths are very dangerous. Yep. They are doing takedowns. They are doing takedowns. That's when they weasel in, they are there to destroy and kill you. I mean, it's worse than killing you. It's worse than killing you. It's taking your soul away. I'm talking about these stupid fucking narcissists that aren't usually that, but sociopaths are usually narcissists, but they're just a little bit smarter or something. They pick up on things, yeah, they pick up on human emotions and stuff. They a little better, so they can get in and they get information. And when they get enough information, they use it against you, and then they take you down. That's what they're doing out there. It's the most frightening and most lethal and most deadly type of narcissist. But now I'm just talking about trying to get back to my terrain here. Just trying to see. They have a very shallow kind of go along with it kind of thing. They want to fit in. It's all about the virtue signaling and see, I'm losing my place. I'm sorry. So they don't, but they don't really connect. Their problem is that they're so um um I don't know. It's just some of them are not. There isn't a rhyme or reason for anything. They don't get it. Okay, now I've noticed there's a lot of men like this, and I'm not a biased person, and I stay away. But some men aren't like this too. Some men are very skilled, and they are artists at whatever they do, and this is what you call a man's man, because they're kind of above the notch of just turning a screw. They kind of really masterfully innovate, and they're artists, and it's kind of like a get it right the first time kind of thing. Like if they're shooting a gun or doing something that requires that kind of skill to just execute and don't go back and clean it up because you didn't make a mistake the first time. And that's a man's man. Some things you just can't afford to do that. Imagine like racing a car and stuff. It's like, well, you just cracked up your car. You got plenty of cars, spoiled ass brat. Anyway, oh gosh, but anyway, you catch my drift. Is that the man's man kind of thing? Otherwise, you're not. So that's a good thing to point out because it's like, well, what do you mean the man's world? It's like, well, it's just these people that set themselves aside to see how to do things right, right? And it's not really isolated to the quality of a woman. You know, that quality being inside of a woman. Sorry, I'm. If you're around narcissists enough that don't have the nerve endings to, and how I cued in on how nerve endings are intelligence antennas, right? I mean, think about it. You get in the detail and you get everything. And imagine how you wouldn't know if you didn't have those nerve endings. You wouldn't know you didn't know because you just didn't have them, right? You just think, no, I can tell everything, and you're really just a fucking stunt, and you're not even recall. You don't have a fucking memory enough. I don't know. That's hard, but see, they are known. If you hang around it enough, it's just the same. If you hang around just a rotten fruit, and people aren't really growing, capable of growing, they'll stunt you down. They'll turn you into it. They'll turn you into spam. You just don't have the patience anymore, and you can't find the vocabulary words, and you're not the gaps are missing. They've gotten in and hollowed your fucking brain out. It's like, yeah, like, can you get away from me? I'm trying to hold a life, which is my art. And it's full of skill. It's not just what money has put together is just a stencil. It's like, well, this is easy. Do it like this. The easy road. That's not the way to do it. That's satanic. The satanic cult says the easiest thing is just to say no, no, whatever, especially if it's a yes. And follow the teacher out there. Don't go inside and say, "Hey, man, um, it's really none of anybody's business but mine. Whether I get something right that feels good to me enough that it's not about really that." I mean, okay, so I could be talking for the woman's point of view, and it's like, well, whatever. We have one side of the organism that chugs away at money. No, I think a better civilization could happen if the people that were responsible for reproducing children, which I say they're women, because here's why: they can easily secretly be taking birth control. And this is why I personally think that there are infertility buildings going up and all of this crisis around it is because so many women are being quiet about it. They just don't want to have the kids yet because why? Not a human there yet. It's a narcissist. It's somebody who's not treating her right. There's too many human qualities missing. See, there's a tribe. There's also a monkey tribe, but there's a human tribe that's doing this. But imagine if a human tribe did this, though. See, it's called husbandry. It's called husbandry. When you that person is like incoherent and don't ever reproduce with it because you're going to have a retard. That's simple. Simple. That's how you do with good animals. You want a docile, beautiful, even like not even a chicken anymore. It's like, what color is that? It's amazing because they start to change their colors when you do husbandry with animals. A fox becomes spotted after a while when you keep holding on to the ones that are being more loving and they're more apt to eat out of your hand and more just keep breeding that. After 20 years, you get the colors separate. They're not camouflage anymore. And they're just the weirdest colors and they're trying to be cute, I guess, for people. And then they're like, hi. And now they're totally tame. Same thing, I'm pretty sure, with people. Come on, yes. And who's responsible for that? Woman. Woman. Eventually it's two men, babes. If you add the truth in there with people, add the T, two men. Um, a man is going to know immediately that his position, like, I had a friend who just was a man's man, and he was very concerned about how we worked with our hands and how we did it right and stuff. He was somebody who, I'm telling you, and he would innovate things. He was such a good creative artist worker. He was a mechanic, took mechanic and worked at the mechanic shop where I live up here for 12 years at the Ottawa Garage. That's his history. I mean, he's kind of a legendary person. This person, one of the people I spent 14 years with, a person that I love, you know. And he ends up loving me really hard, and see, that's possible for me, not for narcissists. They won't be able to say anything authentically about that, about their relationships. They'll never hear them say, "Oh man, they taught me so much." The moments we spent together, we complimented each other. We kept surprising each other at how bitchin' we were. I didn't know that this guy could do all that he can do, and all the men would learn from him. And having him in the car was just like, having a whole extra car, spare tire, spare fucking radiators, spare everything because he would know how to fix it. And hanging around somebody like that. I mean, I've always been savvy too, so he liked me. He was like, you know what, I love the way you are, girl. After a while, as I can tell, he was noticing, oh, she knows how to really work things, and it's not just blowing through it, it's just learning the technique, and then everybody eventually learns that technique, you'll see. It's like the hammer thing. Um, it's not one way or another. You can't fool somebody that you know how to do it unless you're fucking doing it right there. And it's like, and then they kind of, you just take their example, quiet example. There's nothing that they're saying, right? Yes. Anyway, thank you for listening to all this. I really love being a motivational speaker for everybody who really we're going into a new place of emerging into our purpose, and that's one of my purposes is to make a difference to some to the masses. Particularly the mind has to grasp onto something that makes more sense to not the mind, but well, maybe it was picked up, but then there's everything going against knowing your full hookup, your whole, there's just too many disconnected, and yeah, the money system keeps it that way. It's a male orientation. I hate to say I'm not a biased person, but everybody says, that's the man's world. And if you really knew, though, it's not even human. It's not man or woman. It's not human yet. It is so awful if you really got a glimpse of any kind of like, oh, well, this is the way it's supposed to be, but they do it like this. Look at it. Imagine, okay, just see you. It's too unfathomable. It's too like, and it should be really. People should start crying and going out in the streets and saying, why is it so inhospitable from one house to the next? Why is it like this? Don't worry, babes. I have my plan. I know what I'm going to do for my life. I know how to stick up things and what to stick up for. If I've gone spontaneously nuts, the thing where I'm just disappointed, it's like these fucking neighbors. We should be coming together because nothing's going to get any better economically and stuff. And these people are playing war or something. And it's not really war. It's not really. But when it comes to being, I guess, it's like, okay, so, I mean, there is war, though. There's the evil and the good. But what is it? See, I was going to tell you this story. And now that you got this far, I'll tell you. It was yesterday. Yeah, I had to go take care of some errands, and it's my usual, get some food for my chickens and stuff. But the whole time I was going, I mean, see, I did other stops and stuff. Every single one that I can that would see me, or could see, my eye is completely open. I'm trying to tell you with this Neptune. I'm making this video on the Neptune conjunct Mars, and I'm feeling so creative, such creative juices. It's almost overwhelming, and I know that I can do this because it's me. I've been doing this all my life, and it's unfolding, and it's like, you know what? You'll be fine. You'll be fine. You have waited long enough. You can wait for the cues. And it's more. See, I'm not talking about a work of art that I'm going to show anybody. Babe, my life is my work of art. And it does include inspiring other people to what, and I love that, and whatever it is. It's hard to know, but really it comes through music, it comes through poetry, it can come through whatever, just interacting and in real time, you know, influence, make people think. I just shouted at my neighbors, this neighbor here, see, because there was a thing that happened a few weeks ago where he's always had a light shining right in my window. It's like he doesn't care. I can tell that this person's fucking insane. And what you have to do with these entities that live oblivious like this is you have to just tell them something. You have to make them think, drop a seed, and make them think. Because in their next life, and it might not happen for their next life that they'll see it all the way, but they'll see it a little bit, and then their next life they'll see it. It won't all the way happen, but it's just a little more it'll happen. Because I will keep showing up. And then in another life it'll happen just halfway. And there I will be, going like this. And then we'll open up to a whole life. You'll finally see it. And we'll shake hands and say, shit, don't you love this place? Yes, let's keep it clean. Would you like to put a gate right here and then fence everything off? Really, I'd like to and just fuck the public, which is the roads, and get rid of the markets and do your own trade. What are you doing here? What can you grow here? Where are you at? See, I have a bunch of eggs that I'm gonna clean up, and then I'm gonna put a sign on them. I'm gonna stick them out there. I should do it now, but I will do it. See, the right thing to do is get some ice, and set it out on the ice and say free eggs. I'm gonna set out some free eggs out there. I can't eat them all, and some of them are going to waste. Some of them I'm having like 10 eggs being laid a day. Imagine how much that is. They kind of slowed down now, but it's coming up again where I'll get 10 a day. There's a really good couple of hens out there that lay every day. Boy, it's at least 4 a day, but no, it adds up really quick. And I'm not really eating them. I'm taking the yolks out, and I love eating the whites and making it like make it taste like anything and everything. But no, I'm gonna go out there and put them on the ice and say, help yourselves. Give them little instructions. Say, crack them in a bowl, and discern for yourself if they're any good. Thank you. I'm not a serial killer like down the road there on the corner, where in fact they did spill the asphalt. Anyway, have a great day. Oh my God, no, it's not them. It's the ones that they bought the house from. They killed the woman before. Anyway, have a great. I'm not lying.